Okay, first thing we're going to do actually is I'm going to take and just delete that asterisk there because now I can look at my type a little bit more clearly and see what's going on. I've got some bullets here that I don't really want. So I'm going to go, let's call this typography. And so that is in the header, or actually it's in contact. So we will go contact. Um, and I'm going to go list, style, type, none. And I think I actually need to do this UL. View. Okay. Let's see if what happens if I get rid of that. Yeah, they come back. So UL. All right, that got rid of those. I also want it to, um, let's see, margin 0. No, it's got to be. Got it. Okay. There we go. Okay, so padding, got rid of that. And then I'm going to tell these LIs to be display inline. And then I'm going to go back down here and I'm going to type space divider, which gives me that. And this display inline, I can actually add padding 0, 10 pixels. Okay, not great. Let's do this the other way. So what I can do here is add span. So span. And then span. Okay, and now I can go up here and go contact, span, padding 0, 10 pixels, I think. And now they have separated. So kind of interesting, right? And that span will only, I could actually name that span, I could give it a class, but in this case, I just think I'm going to need it up there. And so I'm going to do it like that. Okay. And I'm also going to take, you'll notice that this has become blue, X. So I'm going to end the A there. And that means that that is no longer blue. Not entirely certain why they look unevenly spaced, but I've adding a space in there fixes it. It's just not super great. Interesting. Okay. All right. Next. I can also go structure header. Background color. And I'm going to go blue. And in this case, let's copy this and paste it, because you can see what's going on is that it's tight there and it's too close to the edges. So I'm going to have a different one from header and a different one for section, at least at the moment. And padding is 20 pixels. Okay. And the other thing is I've got a lot of space underneath between that piece of type and that piece of type. I'd like them to be tighter. So I'm going to go header H1, margin bottom 0, and I don't see any change. View, live view. Okay, so header H2, margin top Refresh live view. You think I'd have this memorized by now, right? Color white. Okay, it is working. So padding top. I wouldn't think that that would be it. Huh. H1 margin. Header H2 margin top. There we go. I'm a little confused as to why that took both of them to get it to work. Oh, okay. Well, it does take both of them to work. And I'm also going to tell that margin 2 font style italic. Okay. Okay, summary software. All right, next. Is I'm going to go down into software. See how this is structured. Well, summary. Actually, in all cases, these bullets are too close together. So I'm going to go up here and I'm going to tell, I'm going to do it up above here. Why not just put it at the top? LI margin bottom 7 pixels. Make it 8 pixels. So if the standard body type is 16 points, then if I give it a space of about 8 pixels, 8 points, that's about half of a line height, which is a good enough space without adding way too much space in between things. Okay. Next. And I put it at the top here so that, say, our contact LI down here is going to overwrite this one. So hopefully it won't create problems. So if I have a general rule, it ought to go at the top. If I have a more specific rule, it should come somewhere underneath. And I'm going to go to software. Software. So we've got a UL. And so I want software UL, and I'm going to go display flex. And then so notice how they are now all in a line. Software LI. I'm also going to go list display type none. Got rid of that. Software LI is padding 10 pixels. I'll change that, but it's a good start. And it helps to spell padding correctly. Okay, notice how they're now all there. I also want to before I even do that, I'm going to go padding I'm going to go margin left 0. Let me try that again. Padding. Okay. I don't need that. Background color. Light blue. And then let's add margin 0, 10. Actually, we're going to do this different. Margin 0, 0, 0. I'm sorry, it's from top right, bottom left. So margin 0, 10 pixels, 0, 0, like that. There's also a nice little additional touch. Border radius. Border radius is going to be 6 pixels. And so they get slightly rounded. So far we have website that looks like that, career experience. Again, professor. Okay, and actually I'm going to go ahead and take and add a space in there. We'll divide software, typography, contact. This is all in the header. That's a general statement. Okay. Next, I want to close up the space between there and there. So I go down and double check experience. So experience H3, margin bottom 0, and then I'm just going to copy that, Command V, H4, margin top. Okay. I could give it a little bit more space. Margin. So margin bottom, 3 pixels. I just want to look at that again. 0. Yeah, 3 pixels. Could even be more, or 4 pixels. Gives me a little bit of space. And then I'll add margin bottom 0 pixels or 3 pixels. And then experience H4 P Okay. A second. Sorry, rather than the next, it should be the plus sign. And you'll notice how that now all jumped up and they are now all together like that. And so I've done it in one place and it's all consistent all the way through. Next, give myself some more space. As far as I know, I said education, education. Education, H3. Well, view, fresh live view. So those now all match up. What I'm thinking is that I want some more space between these H2s. So H2, H2, margin, top, 20 pixels. Fresh line view. Okay. How about padding top? Okay. So the margin doesn't work because, in fact, what happens, let me see if I can find an explanation that explains it better. Okay, so there's a website, developer.mozilla.org/ and so on. They're one of the leaders in some cases, they're better at explaining than WC3. There's something called margin collapse, or margin not collapse, really, is if you have two objects and you've told the one has a margin of, say, 12 pixels, and the other has a margin of 12 pixels, then they'll be 12 pixels apart. If they have a margin, one of them has a margin of 12 pixels and the other has a margin of 0 pixels, then you get a margin of 12 pixels. And then until you actually tell both margins to be 0, you get the larger of the two margins. It's a little confusing, and clearly I enjoy playing around in order to get rid of the margin collapse. So that's what we ended up doing. Let's go back to Dreamweaver. Okay. And we're going to go down. We've cleaned up education. Affiliations are pretty much fine the way they are, unless I wanted to get rid of the bullets, and I could do that. As a matter of fact, well, it's probably going to be cleaner if I take this down. Affiliations. Style type none, padding 0, view, refresh live view. Okay. And then I actually want to do the same thing with hobbies that I did up here with software. And so I can, in fact, go to software, display flex, list style type none, padding 0, software LI. So I could also do comma hobbies UL and comma hobbies LI, and view, refresh live view. Oh, really? So now I need to go down and take a look under hobbies. How did I write out hobbies? ULLI. Should work, right? What did I misspell? Software UL, hobbies UL, software LI, hobbies LI. I assume hobbies is spelled right. And now it works. Don't ask me what I did wrong. So, okay. So we formatted this. Hmm. Margin bottom, H margin top. Why is that? And then I'm going to go new share, and I'm going to go to Chrome, and I'm going to refresh. Okay. And what I might want to do here, I don't know, it's kind of clean and nice just the way it is. But what one could do as well, new share, go back to Dreamweaver. I'm thinking, oh, got it. Margin top 0, padding top 0. That fixes that. I can go to HTML, background color, DDD. You'll notice everything or CCC. And then the wrap, background color, white. And if I go save and I go back to Chrome, then I have something that looks about like that. I guess I'm thinking that that value and that value are a little bit too similar. Share, Dreamweaver. So instead of CCC, make that 444. New share, go back to here. And now it looks about like that. I'm not sure that that's any better, but and then finally, before we do some more things, you'll notice that I've got a problem down here in that those buttons are now sitting at the bottom. And so what I can do is I can go to my wrap, new share, Dreamweaver share. I can go to the wrap. Currently it's set to margin 0 auto, but I could change that margin 0, so top auto, 40 pixels auto. So margin, it's top, right, bottom, left. And if I do that, I'm going to go see if it works, and I hope it works. New share, go back to Google Chrome, share. And it didn't work. Okay. So I'm now going to go, well, let's see. Yep. You share, go back to Google Chrome. No, go back to Dreamweaver. Okay. So what I can do, I'm not quite sure why that didn't work. Oh, well, possibly because it's margin. And I'll just leave that at 0 auto. Let's try padding. Padding, bottom, 40 pixels. And you refresh live view. Still no good. Huh, interesting. Still not working. So let's go to hobbies. Adding, well, margin, bottom, 40 pixels. Huh. Some days it just doesn't think like I wanted to think. Hobbies. How about instead of padding bottom? Command save. That worked. Okay. So when you're coding things, it just sometimes you just have to keep working at it. Sometimes there's not, things aren't the program isn't thinking the way that you think it should be thinking. The program is working the way it works. So I was able to get that to work, and I go new share, and I go back to Chrome, share, and then I've got a nice little margin at the bottom now. Okay. Now we're going to go, well, let's see, I'm going to stop this video and I'm going to do another video for the last part where we're going to actually, first of all, we're going to take the CSS and put it in a separate document. And secondly, we're going so that it could be used for, say, another page. And then secondly, we're going to take and we're going to use fonts from fonts that are not standard default fonts.